Welcome one and all to week one of the Link to the Past Randomizer League, starting in earnest today. My name is Tyler Salt. I am joined in the booth here by Tracy M. Tracy, how are you doing today?
Doing fantastic. Looking forward to some more racing. This is the first official. It's not really the first official day. We had a couple of races yesterday to kick things off, but we got another one today between the Noble Foxes and the TanwirFarid Allstars from Germany. Apologies if I'm pronouncing that wrong.
Yep. We've got Nobly, an obscure life form for the Noble Foxes, and Teto and Magno over there for TanwirFarid Allstars from Germany. We have 2C and Philistine tracking behind the scenes for this week one co-op info share all dungeons race. Tracy, what does all that mean?
Well, it means that the runners will be in a voice call, so they'll be sharing their information, and then so like the Tato just got the sword, so you just tell Magno that, hey, look, there's a sword in Link's house that you're gonna want to go get, and then eventually Magno will pick that up, of course. And they'll do, it's all dungeons, so that means we have to clear all the dungeons, including Aga 1. So yep, we're gonna have to get all the items. So weird things can happen because for pendant dungeons, progression could be in GT, which is never fun for the players, at least.
Yeah, something to keep an eye on here. Obscure is farming something, or prepping a bigger tree pull, I think, perhaps killing some guards here. There's a bomb. Probably looking for some bombs. There's 2 bombs. Yeah,
it's like the guards are in the bomb prize pack, which is nice early. It's kind of one of those things that you definitely like to see in a standard start, but this isn't standard start. This is open.
And we know that something's going on with Nobly's screen behind the scenes. Drossi, our volunteer for this race, is hard at work trying to figure that out. So stand by on that. We have Teto with that sword going straight into escape. That makes a lot of sense.
Yep.
That's gonna be something
I like to do that with the sword.
Yeah, if you find a weapon early on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep, absolutely. Especially in co-op, you just get that over and done with, and if it's nothing, your partner doesn't have to worry about it. And we see flippers on obscure side, so that's a nice pickup to get early. Although, of course, he already has. Is that 350 or 550? He already has a lot of money.
350, I believe. Yeah, I think there was a 300 drop here in Blind's Hut.
I always joke that if you get flippers, then you're never gonna have enough money for Zora.
Classic, yeah.
But Obscure might be able to farm up enough money to do that play when the time comes.
Gonna need to farm up another 250 to do that. We're gonna spend 100 on the bottle vendor here before too long. We see Magno up at 400.
Of course, if the bottle vendor is nothing, then perhaps you can have your partner get the big money and save up for the Zora play.
Yep, makes sense. And yes, the fish can't swim without clippers.
Yeah,
without flippers. I know.
Obscure, well known for this fish sprite.
That would be not race legal.
But yeah, Obscure finishing 4th in the most recent tournament, so and a little bit of a surprise 4th place finisher. So very well done for him.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's good to see him in this invitational part of the league.
Yeah, and we just saw Mitts on Obscure's side there in Chicken Hut, so that's good to see.
Yeah, early Mitts. You'd rather see Hammer. I mean, for your Dark World access, Mitts for your Dark World access has all sorts of problems go with it, but it's good to have them regardless. Okay, we're gonna get some South Shore action over on Magno's. On Tato's side. A nice breakup of things to do.
That was a piece of heart there on the library, so we won't be coming back for that, as Obscure shows us a big 20 on the race game. So we're done there.
Yeah, looks like a rupee.
And Blue Mail in the dam.
That's a nice luxury item.
Yeah, best safety in the game, the mail upgrades. Each mail upgrade effectively doubles your health So very nice to find that, especially because in these co-op seeds, it tends to be where you tend to see that one player will miss a lot of the pieces of heart and heart containers and things like that because you're telling your partner where all the important stuff is, and that stuff is a little less important. So always nice to find those mail upgrades.
Yeah, and the difference in green mail and blue mail is pretty significant. Blue to red is not nearly so much, but yeah, that green to blue is definitely super useful.
Yeah, everything in the dark world, overworld, doing 1 heart instead of 2 is a big deal.
And also extra shout outs to our trackers. It looks like we're getting Nobly's items from his stream so that we can have a pretty good idea what's going on over there until we get this, whatever this issue is, fixed. And Powder on Lake Hylia Island. That's my favorite safety personally.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But the problem is you might be able, if it's required, if you can get the mushroom and the cane, you might just fake powder and just forget about picking up that. It's kind of out of the way.
Yeah, it's a little out of the way. It depends on when the mirror comes up, and whether swamp and ice are pendants. I know it's all dungeons, but it depends on when things kind of show up here as we get a shovel from the hobo.
Yeah. Early fetch quests. I like to check them. We'll see when Obscure decides to check that shovel.
Yeah, those early fetch quests a little bit more likely to be relevant if you find them in the early game than in the late game. I tend to rush those as well. Obscure bailing on Ice Rod Cave and the Zora area, going straight from Hobo up towards Eastern Palace, which is an interesting play.
Yeah, possibly that his partner is already doing those. We'll get to see what's Mini Moldorm over here on Magno's side. Tato the first into Saha. And pieces of the heart and arrows. Yeah, Magno won't be doing that.
Nope.
I mean, occasionally you might go out of your way for a full container heart, depending on what your numbers are, but you're not going out of the way for those pieces.
No, not without a... Yeah, no, you're not going to go out of the way for pieces of heart, for sure.
And just a sword, highlighting Mini Moldorm Cave, so probably going to want to get that. You want to, Master Sword is quite an upgrade from Fighter Sword, and
definitely.
Ideally you want to get it at least a tempered. The Gold Sword being more of a luxury item than anything else, and not really a needed for anything.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Tato going into Eastern. Won't be able to finish this unless we run into a bow.
In all dungeons, there's going to be a lot of double dipping. There's going to be a little less double dipping in co-op, right? Because you might be able to put some of that off. Magno having to be very careful over here with just a half of heart.
Yeah, those crabs will wreck you.
Yeah, even on blue mail, they're a little scary, but looks like all of it's done there. And we've got Nobly's feed. Thank you.
Hey. Shout outs to Drosy for making that happen.
Absolutely.
Now, Drosy also one of the organizers of the league. Shout outs to all the organizers for putting this together. They do a lot of work. I know the kind of work they do because I do a lot of this stuff for a different game. So, yeah, a lot of work behind the scenes that those guys put in, and definitely shout outs to them for making this happen.
Absolutely. I'm a 3-time league participant myself. And in the open league, we're not nearly good enough to hold our water against these guys. But the league runs for the most part so smoothly. It is so much fun. It's great to have all of this rando back on to watch and to play. We use the Obscure. That's what those flippers were for. The Moon Pearl in Waterfall Fairy.
Yeah, that Moon Pearl there is actually really interesting. I mean, you can't sequence break that unless you had boots. Because you need a Moon Pearl to sequence break that spot with fake flippers.
Yep.
But unfortunately, not enough money for Zora, so Obscure going to leave. It may just be that the only thing that the flippers are just leading to that Moon Pearl, and that's it.
Right.
If you don't have the money, you don't have the money, so you're not going to go. Yeah, no point in going further.
Good question in chat from Surger132. Is it average time for the end of game? Yes. The winner is the team with the lower average time at the end once all 4 players have finished.
Yeah, and to be clear, the only time that becomes significant is if we have finishes of a 1-4 on one team and a 2-3 on the other team. Anything else, it's going to be the same, whether it be average time or or last to finish.
Nobly, our
And
first runner into the Dark World, heading into Thieves Town.
yeah, we'll see if he decides to do all of this. The danger, of course, with Thieves Town early is without the hammer, you could be leaving an item in the big chest, and it could be an important item. So we'll see if he decides to finish this off.
In co-op, I would expect, I think it's fine for the first player there to finish it, even if you don't have the hammer, because chances are then, unless there's something really important in there, your teammate can put it off until later, until they have the hammer.
Yeah, and then your teammate can check it.
So I definitely, as if they needed my approval, but I approve of this play as Nobly pulls a tempered sword there.
Yeah, I would say you're at least going to go in and get that tempered sword, whether you're going to finish it off or not. If you're obscure,
yeah, for sure.
Get that tempered. And for obscure, that's only going to be master sword too. He hasn't gotten the master sword over at. I'm guessing the mini Moldorm one is the one
Probably
he's missing.
Not. Yep. So this is interesting. We get Kana Burna there from the Zora Ledge. Don't think there was anything important on Zora. It's nothing on the tracker, so big scam there. But it's interesting to see the different strategies in co-op. And I know my teammates and I have been kind of working on figuring out the right balance between, how much do you coordinate with your teammate? What's the real advantage in co-op? Are you trying to cover as much ground as you can, or are you each just trying to go as quick as possible and be able to skip some stuff when you can? What's the best philosophy there? So it's interesting to see. Of course, they only got mitts, so they had to go into the Dark World in the same place there in the village. But interesting to see how our two teams manage that co-op difference.
Yeah, we see on Noble Fox's side, Nobly's doing all of Thieves Town, and Obscure's waiting on it. So it's like you say, if there turns out to be something in the big chest, Obscure will clean that up later. So far, we haven't seen it. We have a Quake medallion, which could be important, but we won't know for a while whether that's needed. We can't get to any part of Death Mountain yet without a flute. Actually, we can get up there. It's not logical. We can't get to East Death Mountain, though, so we can't get up and see what the requirement for Turtle Rock is. Can't get to the Mire area to flute without a flute to find out what the medallion requirement is there. And Turtle Rock is a pendant. I didn't see the rest of it.
Yeah, but, Turtle Rock might be a pendant, but it's all dungeons, so...
Yeah, well, the thing that scares me about Turtle Rock being a pendant, so normally, if this is not all dungeons, Turtle Rock a pendant, yay, I don't have to worry about it. The scary part is that Ice Rock could be somewhere in GT. It could be somewhere late in GT, and that's the...
That just guarantees an extra mountain climb.
Yeah, in fact, I believe there was a race in this mode last year where the Ice Rod was... It was either the Ice Rod or the medallion. There was Moldorm 2 chest.
Yeah, classic. So we did see
TR, so yeah.
We did see the hammer on Stumpy, it seems, and then Nobly just did pull the small key out of Blind Cell. So unfortunately, Nobly is gonna have to leave that big chest behind. There will be an item in it, most likely.
Whoa! Nice hype cave.
Big hype cave. We got a
mail
book.
upgrade.
We got a mail upgrade. We got a hook shot.
I wouldn't be happy about getting that book. The book can just go, hide itself forever for all I care.
Sure.
Now we have extra things to check, and doing desert from the front is really annoying. But hook shot, on the other hand, now there's incentive to break up the mountain without a lamp or a flute. So we might see that after Obscure turns in the Smith.
Yeah, entirely possible.
We know see Magno in Skull Woods.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Nobly is headed back there. I'm always a big early Skull Woods guy. Treat the front of Skull Woods like an overworld check. Seems like there's often value in there. Not today, as Magno is out.
The problem with the Skull Woods is overworld course is that there's 3 small keys. There's map compass. You could end up getting nothing. We did at least get an item. I think it was just a piece of heart, but not a whole lot in Skull Woods right now. Magnum gonna check some North Dark World stuff. Not gonna come back for Bumper Ledge. And
Did Tracy
Plato's
M just
still
say she
the-
wants Hyrule to be illiterate? No, she just said that she wants this one book to go away.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I could read it. The book is for translation. It's not for
Yeah.
literacy.
That's always annoyed me. Just like it just means that you can't read Old Hylian or whatever. It's a dictionary.
It's like translating Latin or something. Okay, Tato, the last to get his Moon Pearl. Oh, a nice blue bottle for throwing one in. Unfortunately, it's really far out of the way if you want to get more of those, but nice
Not
to
if
get
you're
one.
headed into Ice Palace. It's the way to go.
Meanwhile, Magno heading into Thieves Town, gonna find his tempered sword.
Obscure back in the Dark World, gonna take that hammer and follow Nobly right into Thieves Town here.
Yeah, I think that's a fine play. Get that. Well, for him, the Master Sword. Can find out what's in that big chest if it's anything important.
Yep. And Nobly headed up the mountain, perhaps a lumberjack check while we're in the neighborhood. Nope.
Nope, just gonna go.
No
I
part of
mean,
that.
without boots, it's not. You're gonna do this eventually anyway. Without boots, it's not nearly as worth to go out of your way to check it, unless
Yeah.
you're checking at the very beginning. And nobly negotiating what I think is the most important dark room to learn in the game. You know, you absolutely want to be able to go ahead and be able to get up here, up to the mountain, without a lamp.
Yeah, very nice that the most important dark room to learn is also the easiest one. I would say very nice.
I think the first one, not the second one with the Igors, but I think the first one in Eastern is a little bit easier. But still,
Yeah.
this one's pretty easy to learn.
It's definitely, that one is definitely not harder than the old man one. So.
Okay. And the nice thing about breaking up the mountain, you can learn some information about flutes and lamps. If one of those shows up
Yeah.
here, then you know the other one's in a fairly early sphere. And
We saw
interesting,
Nobly.
Tito is just going to go ahead and do Agatower right now.
Oh, that's interesting.
I mean, you have to do it eventually anyway. I'm kind of surprised you do it right now, especially with tempered
they
sword
don't
available.
know. They don't know where the hammer is. Neither of them has the hammer yet.
Yep.
And so this is from Teto's perspective, this is probably a play. It's like, look, I got to do this anyway. I don't have the lamp or fire rod, which makes it interesting. This isn't in logic, but this would get Teto over to the Palace of Darkness area.
Yes.
Which seems like the likely.
Yeah,
reason for
I'm
this.
really. I mean, yeah, I'm not. Yeah, especially without at least a fire rod. Definitely not a big fan of this play at all. Certainly, people do this in. Oh, they're in their boots over on Nobly's side, so in Paradox Cave. So that's a nice find for Noble Foxes.
And the
might be a
mushroom
while.
there.
Yeah, it might be a while before the All-Stars from Germany get over there. But yeah, this is. We talked about one of the easiest dark rooms in the Old Man Rescue. This is one of the hardest. First you have the maze, which if you pull up a map isn't too bad. But then the room with all the drops, even pulling up a map makes it difficult. You know, you can
for
fall
sure.
down. It's probably the hardest one that people ever do, in my opinion.
I would say
It's just so rare that people do it that we don't think about it. You know, usually you talk about the hardest ones, you think of like the Dark Turtles or Misery
yeah.
Mire, yeah.
I think Dark Turtles is probably the hardest one because there's just not a whole lot you can do to make it easier unless you have the fire rod. At least there are some, and Teto being really smart there and throwing out an ether medallion to freeze all the guards, give you some points of reference here.
Yeah, I like that a lot. All right, Nobly gonna head into Hera with the hook shot. He can complete this out of logic if the big key is in the basement. It is not, so he may just not do Hera pot without. He's got boots, so Hera pot with boots and hook shot's not bad. He might choose to do it, he might not. I don't think it doesn't save the same kind of time if you're not go moding the dungeon though. So it's just a personal preference really at this point.
I absolutely do it if I find the big key early, especially in a situation like that where I find the other item on the first floor. So absolutely go for it. I tend not to do the super speed setup because I find it very finicky.
Yeah, and it looked finicky on Nobly's side. So.
Yep. No, by the way, the Thieves Town big chest was just money, so no harm, no foul there. Nobly finish not clearing that.
Yep. And Tato, in the meantime, has gotten past the dark rooms. The rest of this will be fairly easy because nothing hard, really difficult after this. Like that room right there, I always call it kind of the stupid room because you got 3 really difficult enemies that you just walk right past.
You just walk right past them.
Like why? Like why do we have like these really hard enemies that you don't have to actually kill? I don't understand it. It makes no sense.
Shout out to all of our viewers who just came on the raid from SpeedGaming 1. Welcome. We got some ALTTPR League Week 1 action here between the Noble Foxes and the TanwirFarid Allstars from Germany. My name is Tyler Salt. I'm here with Tracy M on the mic in the first full day of league competition here in the 2021 season.
Yeah, Nobly finishing up Hera. Yeah, Obscure gonna go ahead and grab that purple chest. Let's see what else. Let's see. Yeah, there's no way Nobly's doing. Well, I mean, he could. He's got the blue cane. He could do Spike Cave with full magic, but it's really tight. I mean, theoretically, you can get through it with just blue cane and 3 hearts, but it'll be tight. Let's see if he goes for it.
I believe there is a fire-locked item in Hera. We saw a bombos in the lobby chest and then nothing else, if I recall correctly. All right, here we go.
Oh, bonk.
Nobly is going to make it here.
There
Nicely
you go.
done.
Nice refill.
I'll take it.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, I mean, Obscure's probably not getting that, but
no.
Nobly will be happy to have it.
At least you get that nice magic refill.
Yep. All right, Aga down for Tato. Won't have to worry about that. Gets that extra portal. They're gonna find out the hammer's over in Hype Cave. Or no, wait. The hammer wasn't a Hype Cave. It was Stumpy. So yeah, they got that while he was in there, and at which point you're not gonna bail on that. I could see bailing on that if you were like very, very at the very beginning, but I think he'd already gotten through the dark rooms by the time Magno found that hammer. So.
Yep. And he's got to do it anyway, so
yep.
It's not a big deal. See, Nobly taking the. Remembering they have to leave the screen in order to turn in the mushroom there. It's like, wait a minute.
I'm forgetting to do something. Let's see what that mushroom gives us. Just some money.
Teto, interesting headed. I mean, this is the play, right? You have to, if you did Aga early, you gotta parlay that into pod.
Yep.
For sure. So without the hammer, can't complete this, kind of guaranteeing himself a double dip here of Palace of Darkness, but going to be good information.
He can scout it out. Find out where the big key is. He has a bottle, so I expect to see the camera glitch here, or if you maybe just a
didn't fill up the bottle.
Okay, so maybe just a mimic clip. Maybe just a mimic clip then.
Tough with no boots. Nobly's still the only runner with boots. Those were up in
Obscure's gonna get those pretty soon. And I would expect Magno to go up the mountain, so he'll find that stuff pretty soon.
I would think. Perhaps right now, walking up there after turning in the Smiths. Some aggressive hook shotting.
Not sure if it's faster to walk from here or just save and quit to Sanctuary. It's probably pretty close, though, because you have all the time of actually restarting the game.
Yeah. Found a fire rod in Palace of Darkness early. Need that. I think. I'm just going off of chat. I missed it. So.
Yeah.
It looks like Tito did have a potion. He must have had 2 bottles.
Oh, yeah, it could be. Also, I want to make a little bit of a correction. It turned out it was T Sigma that fixed everything from Noble. We want to make sure we shout out the right people. So huge shout outs to T Sigma to getting us that stream up and running. Drossy's still, to take nothing away from Drossy, he's still one of the organizers, does a lot for everything. But T Sigma, one of the best in the business in terms of getting SG stuff going up and when there's issues. So definitely shout outs to him.
Yeah, T Sigma, also the technical wizard behind the league, has done the league website.
Yep.
For sure, which is gets better every time.
Yeah, actually, one of the new features I really like on the website is the history is in there now. So if you look at a team, it'll tell you what seasons they've played previous to that, or if it's their first season, and you can actually get information about previous seasons, which I think is really, really cool. Okay. Tato doing the most new stuff, so let's see what's going on in Pod. Of course, Pod is always going to have 4 keys in the front, so I don't think we've seen anything yet of interest.
Except for the fire rod, which was in the first chest. Yeah.
Oh, it's a shame he doesn't have a bow, because fire rod, just the difference between doing Pod in the dark with and without fire rod is pretty significant.
It's massive, yeah. But it does mean that everything in here other than that fire rod is out of logic. Pod is bow locked.
Okay, everybody has boots on Noble Fox's side. We'll see. Yeah,
Magno's going to find them before too long. Went up, checked Spec Rock, did Spike Cave, and is now going to head over towards the other side of the mountain. A little bit better routing, I would say, when Nobly was up there, skipped Spiral Cave, I believe.
I think you're right. I don't think we saw Spiral Cave. Usually it's the conundrum. Do you do Spike Cave after Hera in that situation, or do you Spiral? Most runners will do Spiral just because it's so much easier to get back to Spike Cave later on. But Magno did it in such a way that he can just hit Spiral after Hera and it won't be an issue.
Yeah, I like doing, if you're gonna do Spike Cave, I like, and you can right away, and you're not looking for stuff for it up the mountain. I like that. Do it first. You go up and you check the 2 Spec Rock checks, and then right into Spike Cave, because you're probably going to save and quit out of Spike Cave anyway. So
I also note that I didn't see where he got it, but the lamp is in Pod, so all our fire sources in Pod.
Yep. So, and both of them bow locked. So we'll be looking for that bow. That's going to be important to know.
Depending on where the flute is, it may very well be that the mountain is bow locked, which would certainly be interesting. And Tato's probably going to go straight up to the mountain and get those boots. It's one of the most important items. So getting them early makes a lot of sense. We see Obscure in doing some of the Dark Death Mountain checks. Looks like he didn't get much of anything. So where is that first bow? Because with Pod being bow locked and like a lot of really good items there.
Oh man, watch it be like on Moth or something. Did we find both items in the front of Skull?
I think we found just one.
All right. Desert, another good possibility.
Let's see. I don't think the first bow could be on Moth because you need the fire rod. I don't know.
Yeah, the fire rod isn't bow locked though.
Oh,
the fire rod was in the shooter chest.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So then it's definitely
that'd be a rude place for it.
Yeah, it sure would be.
Ooh, Obscure headed into Ice Palace. Perhaps
Yeah,
hoping the Rule of Fire will give him that
Yeah.
fire rod in there.
Yeah,
It
sadly
won't
not
today.
going to happen. It might give him the bow. I mean, that's kind of the rule of fire.
Yep.
He will be able to finish this no matter what, though, so that's at least good.
Enjoy the upcoming Ice Palace bomb jump.
Yeah, we don't get to see that very often anymore, but we'll get to see it here.
Teto taking that fire rod, going straight over to Skull Woods, chasing that, hoping
I
to
like
find
that
the bow
choice.
in there, I would imagine. Yeah.
And it's a clearable dungeon. You know, you go
Yep.
ahead and clear those dungeons that you can clear. We've seen the front, so we don't need to worry about the front. We just worry about the back. Nice magic drop there.
Yeah, love getting a full magic container from one of the Gibdos in that room.
Yeah,
just
absolutely.
like, all right, I'll kill more of them. That's fine. It's a spicy place for that key to drop, man. Nobody's showing us Catfish. Please, this is our first look at this,
Yeah, I think this is new.
location.
There's a bow.
On Catfish. Heck yeah.
So yeah, Nobody's going to be able to single dip pod now if he wants to go there. So if that's the only bow, it might be a while before Tato and Magno get to it. Because the other bow could be sitting there somewhere in GT.
It is true.
We're gonna get to see the right side of Ice Palace, the part that makes the icebreaker so nice.
Yep. Nobly taking that bow straight over to Palace of Darkness. We'll be able to full clear that now. We'll get that fire rod.
Yep, absolutely. This is I think the right play for him.
Yeah, the only thing missing is a mirror to be able to knock out Eastern Palace at the same time.
And there's the mirror, so Obscure are going to be able to do both at the same time.
All right.
Ice Palace likes to have the mirror for some reason. It's definitely not the first time I've seen it there.
Loves to have progression. Loves
Yep.
to have progression. Ice Palace does.
So between the two sides, what are we even still missing? Ice Rod and Cane and Flute. Ice Rod, Cane, Flute.
Yep. Ice
And
Rod,
that would put
Cane,
us
and
in-
Flute.
Which would
In
put us
no
in no mode. Yep. We have all the medallions. So it doesn't matter what the medallion requirements are.
Looks like that fourth sword was in Spiral Cave. So Magno with all four of them.
Yeah, Tato behind was still only 2 swords. I imagine he'll pick one of them up at some point.
We haven't seen anybody chase the book yet.
No, not at all.
Did neither of them check Ether Tablet while they were up at Hera?
I
Noble
feel
Foxes?
I feel like we didn't. But I can't imagine you
Seems
skip
weird.
it. I mean, that would if you skip it there, you're just literally just forgetting. Like you don't tactically skip
Yeah.
that item.
But both of them cleared it.
Yeah.
So. Ether
Chat's
Tablet was
saying it
money.
was
Thank
money.
you. Thank you, chat. Yeah. Chat, the true winners
Oh wait,
of every race.
one of our trackers, Filthy, says it was red boomerang. That's I'm gonna trust that.
All right.
Still not an item that you need. It can be a nice item, but definitely not needed.
I'm an okay boomerang stan. I love the red boomerang.
Okay, Magno checking King's Tomb. I think that was a new one for us. Not really in position. A lot of times you'll take that over to Catfish, but not when you're not in the Dark World, so.
Yeah, that wouldn't work very well.
It'll be really interesting to see when those guys get over to Catfish. And I wanted, you know, I'm beginning to wonder if Desert has something, because we're starting to run out of locations.
Right?
And we have that book that showed up.
I imagine that
I'd
one
like
of our
to
runners.
see.
Yeah.
I'd like to see Obscure take that mirror, hit Bombo's tablet, and then go into Desert from there with the book.
That's pretty good. Yeah, Kane sitting on the torch, maybe.
Kane doesn't get us a whole lot, but a flute sure would get us something.
Yes, it would. Yeah, a flute in Desert is always kind of feels bad.
Yep. Oh, this is interesting. So Nobly's gonna do is gonna finish off Pod, and then go back in to check for the items. Which unfortunately means he's not gonna he's gonna get the lamp afterwards. Now he does have the fire rod, so the turtle room is gonna be pretty easy as long as he can hit that torch. But it is pretty funny that that's gonna be the outcome here.
Yeah, it is gonna be funny. I do really like. There's a rough menu there from Nobly. I do really like the play of going to Helma first when you don't have the mirror, because it negates the need to do a death warp in the dark maze, which can be tricky when you don't have the lamp.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, so.
This will warp him back to the beginning, and then he can just go do all his other stuff afterwards.
And then just save and quit from Dark Maze. Yeah, makes a lot of sense.
It is pretty funny. He's gonna get the lamp right afterwards.
Like a whelp. All right.
Okay, Obscure, where are you going? Let's look some North Dark
Graveyard Ledge.
Checks. Yeah.
And the boots checks. Yeah, and then over to Catfish for his bow.
Yep.
All 4 runners have the boots now. So it's officially a race. Just 5 rupees on Graveyard Ledge. Top 3 worst checks in the game. Graveyard Ledge.
Yeah, definitely in that group. Tato gonna go ahead and do Hera, and we'll see with the fire source. We'll see if he gets the item in the basement after he's done. A little surprised not picking up that Bombos though.
Oh yeah, he didn't even open the chest.
No. Maybe he's gonna get it on the way back in if he's gonna check because he's just gonna go to the top, beat Moldorm, and then he can walk back in. And if he's gonna check the basement. Oh wait, he's falling. What is he?
He didn't even get the big key.
I'm confused.
I am very confused.
I wonder if there's a little miscommunication as to where that Bombos was, because and that was just a mistake. Didn't quite get the pixel to run straight through there.
Yeah. All right, Nobly headed into Ice Palace for that mirror.
Okay, Obscure gets his is gonna get his bow.
And then
I still want
to
to see
Fire
Desert.
Rod, I would imagine. Yeah, I'm a little surprised we haven't seen Desert yet.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so he's gonna want to get the fire sources out of Pod first, and
oh, that's true. Yeah.
Nobly didn't go back into Pod. Did not get his lamp, so they may just miss on that. I don't like that play in co-op.
Yeah, no, I don't like that either. Like, if you're gonna have one player do the back, have it be the first one.
We'll see if Obscure even does the back, but yeah, I don't like the play in co-op. In solo, yeah, you know, cutting some of those corners can lead to good outcomes and stuff. But in co-op, I kind of like to see a little more coverage on things than, you know, you can tell your teammate whether or not to do that stuff.
I a little disagree. I think doing that. I seem to remember a main tournament finals match where
yeah, I know the one you're talking about. Yeah.
You know, where
I mean, it doesn't
a participant who shall remain nameless, Gamachu, forgot about the backup pod, and that was the loss.
To be fair, he actually literally forgot. It wasn't it wasn't a tactical. It wasn't part of the plan, but you know, those things happen.
They do. Who among us? Good question in chat. We have a shield, seems, on a lumberjack.
I'll rip Mirror Shield because no one's going for that.
Nope.
Yeah, I didn't see. I saw someone check it. I didn't see what it was.
I'm so jealous of people who can bomb jump in ice pallets so smoothly. Mine is always like a panic.
When I first started playing with the bomb jump, this was pre icebreaker. I would get the bomb jump and then I would fall afterwards.
Oh yeah, no, that happens to me so often. It's infuriating. And I remember when icebreaker was allowed midway through season 2 of the league, and I was like, oh, thank God. So, all right, Hera Basement was nothing.
Yep. Looks like Tato's going to be the first one into desert.
Right,
not going to check the bomb. Yeah, not going to be able to check Bombos on the way because he doesn't have the mirror. And the real problem with the All-Stars from Germany here is that catfish bow location.
Yeah.
There could be maybe the other bows sitting here, hanging out here in desert. Certainly possible.
Entirely possible, yeah.
But the other bow could also be in GT, and that one into catfish could be required, which is always a little scary. It's kind of the thing I don't like about progressive bows is you don't know. You might get bailed out, you might not. If you see like a bow on Lumberjack or something, then it's like, okay, do I go kill Agate for the bow, or because the other one maybe is in GT, or do I just hope there's another one?
Yeah, there was a hard required bow on Lumberjack in the SG Live qualifier yesterday.
Oh,
yep.
Nice.
So, that was great.
Yeah, it's much easier to see either a bow or silvers, and if it's a bow, you know you have to do Lumberjack, and if it's silvers, you're just saying, okay, well, not gonna get silvers today. Okay, so a question about the lamp in a dark room. So any dark room that has torches is in logic with a fire rod. So the lamp being in the rupee basement, there are torches you can light up to go through there, so the lamp can be in there, but it would not be allowed to be in the dark maze of Pod because there's no torches there. Heart piece. So far, not a whole lot in desert. Of course, it could just be a Geno, which I don't think anybody's checked yet, and I'm sure Tato will check that after he's done here in desert. And Obscure does get his lamp, so nobody probably doesn't come back for it at this point. The amount of time it's saved versus the amount of time it would take for him to pick it up, or it's just not going to be favorable. He's already done the Dark Turtles and such, so Misery Mire will be a bit of a pain, but he'll be fine. Okay, we are going to get something new. Let's see. I'm not sure if there's an item over here on Landmo. I didn't really see if you picked up map and compass. And everybody else is sort of retracing steps, so we're going to see the most new thing over here on Tato's side. Could still be something like Bombo's tablet, so.
So I missed. Did we get both items out of desert, or is there one here on Landmo?
Yeah, I'm not sure. We'll find out in just a second. Yeah, unfortunately, Tato running out of magic is going to have to finish up with the sword, but it's not too bad with Master Sword.
No, Master Sword spins do tempered damage. 2 items, both heart pieces. Thank you to C.
Okay, so did he not check Agena? I guess he must have checked it because he's saving quitting.
He checked Agena early, I believe.
Ah, okay, gotcha. Okay, where are we headed now? Running out of places to look in general. I should get Tato and Magno over to Catfish in the not too distant future.
Well, nobody's been to Swamp yet, which
yeah, that's true.
I think
Swamp
that's where Teto's headed right now. Oh, maybe.
No, he needs the mirror first. He
he needs the mirror
ice.
first. Oh, okay.
So I imagine Magno does that after he's done with Ice Palace.
That would make
Pyramid
sense.
Ferry apparently is open. Yeah, there we go. Because it was Hera and Skull Wood. So he can take. This is really good for the All-Stars. They can grab the Pyramid Ferry, then run right over to Catfish. Meanwhile, Magno probably heads into Swamp, I think. I gotta go for the bomb dupe. It's always a little bit scary.
Oh yeah, just a bit. You always get there. It's just like, oh, you gotta go walk. There's good timing, but we got it.
There it is. You got
Not
it.
bad.
The idea is you need to, when you drop the bomb, you want to be doing a screen transition when you hit 0, so you can get it. And for whatever reason, the game gives it back to you.
It's very nice of it, though.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's another bottle.
Because we need more of those. And
B.
Ugh.
Eh,
And a
piece
piece of heart.
Well,
But this is fine as long as he keeps on going over to Catfish.
as long as he
This is
keeps
fine.
on going up to Catfish. Yeah, which I imagine, like, he would have to.
There's no other good time to do Catfish. This is, if you're not going to do it now, you're just not going to do it. Meanwhile, I imagine Magno is going to take that mirror and those slippers and head over to Swamp Palace.
And that's where
Nobly
Nobly
also
is
going
right
to go
now.
to Swamp
Yep.
Palace.
And so that's been open for a little while now. So, but
Yeah, because the flippers were early, and we did
Flippers
get
were
the, we've had the mirror for a little while on Noble Fox's side. It's not nearly so long on the German All-Stars from Germany side. Okay, there we go. Tato's gonna get his bow. Meanwhile, Obscure gonna go ahead and finish Eastern, which makes sense if you have the mirror when you do pod. Nice to be able to combine those.
and even better, the Eastern Palace is the vanilla green pendant, so you can go turn that in right away.
Yep. Now, Ped, not like, I'm trying to think if there's any of these things could, yeah, Ped's not going to have anything. Can't have Ice Rod because TR is a pendant. Can't have Pain because TR is, could have flute, could have that flute. Now, I mean, Ped is in the end just another check in all dungeons because you're going to do all the pendant dungeons anyway. But it's funny because in this situation, if you were to take a look at the pedestal with that book and find out that indeed your flute was there, then you know that your Ice Rod's not in GT, and that would be a nice thing.
That would be nice.
Because that's the scary thing in this seed is not Ped. The scary thing in this seed is Ice Rod deep in GT, in particular if you have to do the climb. If it's in the basement, you just leave, go finish TR, and then go back into GT. But if it's in the climb, then it's a whole nother mountain climb or a whole nother GT climb, neither of which is good.
Now this is really interesting here. Nobly, with a very aggressive Swamp Palace play, pulled the pulled the big key out of the bombable wall chest, the compass out of the big chest, and went straight to the back. There are going to be items on left side swamp. Didn't even check the compass chest south of the main room there.
That tells me he's going to go right back in after he's done.
I would think so.
You don't skip I mean, if you don't skip the compass chest and you do back first, it makes a lot of sense to do back first, especially if you don't get any map or compass, because you don't really want to do left side for math compass. But skipping the compass check says you're going back in. That's a strange one.
Yeah, it is a strange one. I've heard that if you do left side and get map and compass when you didn't need to, you have to quit rando for good. That's what I've heard.
Yeah, I know. That's about right.
Yeah, Nobly just go-moding everything, just in case.
Let's see what Magno does. Probably is going to at least check the compass chest.
I would think. Of course,
Yeah,
if you
he is.
are going to do left side, it's faster. If you're definitely going to do left side, it's faster to do it first.
Yes, it is.
With diver down.
Even without diver down, I think it's a little faster to do it first. But yeah, the diver down kind of made it a big meta to always do it first.
Yeah.
But it's still slow. You know?
It is still
faster,
slow.
but it's still slow. So you know, I'm a big fan of in non-key sandy modes. I'm a fan of doing the back first and then
Tracy,
make a decision.
I don't know if you
to come
saw
out.
this. Argus had the flute, so Ped is
Oh,
dead. Long
there you
live
go.
Ped.
Yeah. And Noble's gonna turn in the big bomb. So we're down to Ice Rod, which, oh boy.
Can be anywhere.
Yeah,
Just
can be
about.
anywhere. Ice Rod and Kane. There's exactly one location in the entire game that the Ice Rod can't be at.
Well, you hope now that you find the ice rod first, right?
Yes.
Because if you find the ice rod first, then there's no chance that it can be in TR.
Or GT, yeah.
Or GT for that matter, yeah.
Yeah, because Kane gates a lot. The Kane gates finishing Mire also gates, so it also gates GT. It gates going into doing anything in Turtle Rock.
Right. Just hover TR. Come on.
Yeah, I've seen good hovers fail badly on hover TR.
That's impossible. I'm not convinced that is even doable. I think technically I think it's doable, but like not in a race. That's ridiculous.
I will say this. I've seen one of our, who will remain nameless, best hovers and most famous hovers spend about 10 minutes trying to hover I think it was a inverted C, so trying to hover to Trinex to avoid finding Kane, and yeah, it took about 10 minutes. So. Yeah,
I'm familiar with that. So just don't. That's not even a thing. Looks like left side swamp was garbage. So.
Yeah, interesting the way Noble Foxes is dealing with this, because Noble just essentially go-moded it, and Obscure going to go ahead and check left side swamp. I think we talked about this earlier, the idea of the back runner doing all the checks instead of the front runner. It just seems kind of weird to me.
Yeah, it's interesting. We're gonna see how it as they say, it's a bold strategy. Let's see how it plays out.
Yeah.
It is interesting. We'll see how it plays out here. It's gonna be interesting.
Mm-hmm. And Noble gonna go ahead and clear up Agatar right now. This tells me not gonna go get that lamp because he's fire rodding everything, and you're not gonna do Agatar without a lamp if it's available and you plan on picking it up.
Yep.
But yeah, we've seen several times where Nobly has just go-moded something and then Obscure comes back and clears it out, and it seems kind of odd to me.
One of our trackers, Felicity, in chat saying that's how Nobly wins co-ops, but that's also how he loses co-ops. So yeah, that's a high risk, high reward. That move.
Yeah, I think so. Okay, Magno gonna get his flute relatively soon. Probably gonna get some looks over at the Mire area very soon.
I would think. Luckily, we have all the medallions, so don't need to worry about that.
No worries there. So there could be an item that Kane could be in Mire. It happens. I still want to see Bombo's tablet. I don't think anybody's checked that yet.
We have not. I would imagine one of Magno and Obscure will do that right after Swamp.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. That's a really good time to do it. Tato gonna go ahead and finish up his Thieves Town.
Oh, looks like we did get a Bombos tablet check. It was trash.
Okay.
Thank you, chat.
Thank you, trackers. Felicity, one of our trackers. Paying attention so we don't have to now.
Thank God.
Okay, where is Magno going? Magno, where are you going?
Gonna get that.
Yeah, it might be a cleanup pod
Catfish.
Eastern.
No,
Yeah,
it's just catfish
the-
needs the bow.
Well, yeah, and then maybe.
Oh, and then
up.
clean up pot and Eastern. Yeah.
Although he might activate the flute first before he does that.
That would make sense too.
So the thing I don't like about what's going on Noble Fox's side is Nobly, and what I don't like about Nobly doing Agatara right now, with Obscure Lifeform in Swamp where they've already done it. There's no progression going on here. You're still missing 2 items, and yes, you need to do all this stuff anyway. But you're not progressing. You're not checking things. You have this stretch of time where nothing new is happening.
And at this point, like, Aga isn't gating anything.
No.
You know? So just wait until right after you do GT to do it.
Kind of nice to just jump down the hole when that happens.
Yeah.
And Obscure gonna grab the powder. Which may or may not be anything. Yeah, let's see.
Of course, that's true with every check.
Yeah. I mean, powder at least is, as I said, a very nice luxury item.
Absolutely.
Okay, Magno's gonna go ahead and activate that flute. We'll see if he heads over to the Mire area. He could also do desert while he's at it. Desert shouldn't take very long since we know there's nothing there. Just needs to grab the big key. And we got Obscure Lifeform also activating his flute.
Double toot.
Okay, Magno's gonna go ahead and clean up Pod Eastern first.
Luxaria in chat bringing up one of the newest features of the randomizer, the sound effects randomizer. I tried that very briefly in just a practice seed that I was doing the other day, and I had to immediately stop.
Yeah,
I've disorienting.
I've seen a few streamers do that, and I just no. It's a curiosity at best.
It's hilarious.
Not something. It's hilarious for the first 10 minutes, and then it gets old.
I think I stopped after hopping down the ledge outside of Link's house. No, it's that I found that the the walking through tall grass sound effect had been turned into the banana.
Oh no!
And I was like, oh no, that's disaster.
Okay, Tato, where are you going? Okay, Magno gonna full clear, get all the stuff from Pod. We'll see if he picks up the lamp. For him, since he's already here, it wouldn't surprise me if he did go ahead and just pick it up. Okay, we haven't seen Graveyard Ledge on the All-Star side, so...
Ooh, there was an ice rod in Mire Shed.
Oh, that's good news.
So we are a Kane from Go mode.
I mean, Kane Go mode, not the best Go mode ever, but it's not an ice rod hunt, so...
Yeah.
No ice rod in GT. No progression in GT today. Darn.
Except for the key, of course.
Yeah. And this is Noble Fox's first dip into desert here over for Nobly. So now the question is, where is the cane? Is it just sitting, hiding out there in Mire?
Absolutely. It's vanilla.
I mean,
Let's go.
We're kind of running out of other locations. There's actually a very high chance it is just sitting there in Mire.
Yeah, by far the most likely place for it to be at this point.
Did Nobly check Checkerboard Cave? Because that's about the only other...
I do not believe that he has yet. No.
Okay, Magno is going to go ahead and pick up that lamp. Yeah, I think this is good for him. You're not... It's not that far out of your way since you've already done... I mean, since you're in Pod, you didn't already finish it.
And you know that you have to do Mire.
Yeah.
So getting probably saves enough time just on Mire basement.
Yep. And, you know, Dark Turtles as well.
For sure, yeah. But with the fire rod, that's not a big deal. But all right, nothing in Checkerboard Cave. I have to think Mire is where we're gonna find Arcanus and Maria.
Yeah, I mean, I think between the two teams, I think we've seen. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think there's much. If there's, I'm not sure there's anything else left, but there certainly isn't a lot left. If there is anything.
No, I don't. I can't think of anything. It almost has to. I think it has to be in Mire. I think we've seen everything else.
And at the moment, I'm just looking at the dungeon counts, and it feels like Noble Fox is just way ahead in terms of dungeon count.
Where's Nobly going?
Spike Cave? Spiral Cave. They never checked Spiral Cave on that side.
Oh yeah.
Which wasn't that a sword? Wasn't that sword 4?
Spiral's Cave was a sword. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like they're trying to check everything up.
Hera basement too.
Right, right. Neither one of them had a fire source when they came up here.
Ma'am, I don't like this at all. Like
somebody should be going into Mire on that side.
Somebody should be going into Mire. And presumably it's going to be obscure here in a second, but Nobly was right there.
Yep.
That's going to be something we're going to have to ask them about in a post-race interview if we get one.
Oh, for sure. Okay. There we go. Obscure going to go into Mire. Well, Nobly's the go motor, so Obscure Lifeform going into Mire first. Of course, you can't go mode Mire without the cane, so. Except it looks like he's going to do Desert first, but they already know that there's nothing in Desert.
Yeah, that seems a little odd.
Yeah.
I guess it doesn't really matter. Oh, that's a good point in chat. He's stalling in case Nobly finds the cane in one of these off locations.
I suppose. He's not checking Spiral Cave. Okay. I mean, they don't need that sword, so.
No.
Good thing it's not Kane. Okay, Tato finishing up Swamp.
And Nobly is going to be our first runner into Misery Mire here.
Let's see if Tato follows him in there.
Gonna need to activate that flute first, and looks like he's going to run over and grab that magic powder as well.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense, considering you're headed to CAC to activate the flute anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, neither one of them has checked the magic powder. It was nothing. I didn't quite see what it was, but it was like bow or arrows or something. Piece of art would be.
Oh, full heart, even better.
You're finishing up Desert. Yeah, chat's saying that the Noble Foxes hadn't done Desert. I'm pretty certain Nobly did the front of Desert and just didn't finish up Landmo.
That was what happened because they didn't have the fire source at that point.
Right.
All right, nothing in the first chest of Mire in the spike room. Here's the second one on the bridge. Another key.
Did Nobly not check Mire Shed? Oh wait, the Ice Road is here. Never mind. We need that.
Nobly did Mire Shed before his run up the mountain.
Right. And Magno gonna finish up Eastern Pod.
Yeah, it looks like the real turning point in this race was Noble Foxes finding that bow at Catfish significantly earlier than the All-Stars did. Really kind of the thing that turned the tide here in this race.
Yeah, it was a big deal because they didn't have to double dip the Pod Eastern area, which is what happened with the All-Stars. They ended up double dipping Pod. I mean, there was a lot of good stuff there, but ideally, you want to have that bow first, so you can just finish it off in one go.
And I think we found that cane somewhere. That's what people were saying.
Yeah, pretty quickly.
Must have been over in Compass Chest.
Not sure why Nobly's still looking.
Needs a big key.
Ah. Yeah, that would help. Both runners on Noble Foxes in Mire at the same time.
Yeah, they're going to be synced up now for the rest of the race, I would imagine.
Yep. So we
Just
have
about.
Nobly. Nobly needs, after this, we'll need to do Eastern, Desert, and... Everybody needs to do Turtle Rock, so I'm going to kind of discount that. Beyond that, Nobly needs to do Eastern and Desert. Obscure needs to do Desert. And
Obscure
Aga.
just did Desert. Just had the tracker just hasn't caught up yet.
On the other side, didn't Tato just do Pod Easter? Or am I thinking of Magno?
I don't know off the top of my head.
Okay, no Eastern Palace for Tato. But he does have Pod, so I guess he has to do Pod Eastern. That's gonna slow them up, and that's where they're gonna. That's what's gonna hurt them. Magno also needs to do Skullwoods Desert and.
Come on, Magno, throw the bird.
Aga.
Throw the bird. Yes. Memes.
So yeah, it just looks like Noble Foxes has a pretty decent lead at this point. And really, it just comes down to they were able to, again, being able to single dip the Pod in particular.
Yep, Catfish strikes again.
Yeah, it's definitely up there in those bad locations.
It looked like Magno was pushing the block out of the way for Tedo to run through it there for a second. That was good. Not often that in these co-op info share seeds that you see all four runners in the same dungeon at the same time.
It's pretty unusual.
Obscure trying to get that alternate setup for Spook going, does not get it.
We're gonna see Kane's strats over from Nobly's side. I kind of don't like the way he's doing this. I kind of like the strat where you just run through the eyeballs with the cane on. I think that works a little bit better. With the cape, if you had the cape, this is better because, of course, when you swing your sword with your cape on, for whatever reason, your magic doesn't go down because, can't do two things at once in this game. Obscure doing a more traditional NMG strat.
Gonna need to find some arrows somewhere, though, on Obscure's side.
Yeah, I mean, there's a few arrow pots in Turtle Rock that he can pick up if he knows.
You gotta remember to do it, though.
You gotta remember to do it, and you gotta know that they're there. Now, one of those things that NMG runners have a bit of an advantage on because you're much more likely to, all those pot pickups are pretty scripted, and they know them a lot better. Okay, Nobly gonna go finish up Desert now. Obscure gonna be the first into Turtle Rock. And there's that cane on Tato's side. Yeah, everything on right side in Mire. Big Key and Kane.
Oh yeah.
Turtle Rock.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Turtle Rock not going to be much of a go mode dungeon, unfortunately. Might be able to skip part of Laser Bridge. Probably gonna be able to skip Mimic Cave. Probably get to skip the big chest.
I definitely got hit on one of those 3% chances
Did you?
to have to walk back in a ladder race the other day. Felt real bad.
Yeah, but your opponent probably did it too, so most people do that.
Yeah, probably.
In a co-op situation, you might go outside and grab the big chest just in case. We'll see if Obscure does that. I'm guessing he won't, based on some of the way this has been played, although Nobly has been the one that's been a little more aggressive in terms of skipping things. Nobly still needs to go to Eastern. And we have Magno and Tato finishing up Misery Mire here.
Tato gotta be real careful.
Fairy?
That's a...
That hurts. Nope.
That's really punishing death. One of the most punishing deaths in the game.
Yeah, they were already pretty far behind, and now it's just going to hurt them that much more. And he's the one further behind on his team, which just makes it even worse.
Yeah, again, the winner is the team with the highest average time.
Or lowest.
Oh, the better average time.
Yeah, that works. And looks like Magno's going to need to do Desert here and then go over to Skull Woods. Both very quick dungeons, but, already behind.
Yep.
Nice luxury item in that cape.
Oh yeah, love the cape. Love the cape. We see in chat, we haven't talked about this. If you haven't already, maybe you should give these runners a follow. They're going to be lots of league action coming at you over the next 7+ weeks. And, they're putting out quality content for you. So give them a follow on Twitch. Show them that you appreciate all the hard work they've been putting in for you today.
Okay, fortunately, the big key's in a good spot for Desert, so Magno will be able to finish this very quickly.
And there is more league action coming up on the SpeedGaming family of networks. Today over on SpeedGaming Prime at 6:10 p.m. Eastern Time. You have Game 1 between Error 216 and Don't Forget to Track Us. And then on this very channel here at 10:10 Eastern Time, we've got Mogliacci versus Boomer Friendly here. 2 Invitational League matches here on SpeedGaming.
All right, Tato, successful the second time in Mire.
It's like OLF did skip the TR big chest.
Yeah, I mean, as we talked about, it's less than 5%, so you should be fine.
It's definitely the play.
It does get a little scary though when you get to the laser bridge and you've opened 3 chests and you haven't found that key yet.
Like, I don't know. Yeah.
Nice refill.
Yep, very convenient. After taking a laser to the face.
And here we go.
Here we go.
Yeah,
Oh.
just a vanilla small key. No
Phew.
problem. Never was concerned.
Never a doubt.
Magno into Skullwoods. His last pre-Turtle Rock dungeon to go. Tato still need. I'm really surprised Tato didn't finish Pod when he picked up the lamp, but he's gonna do it now.
I think that was before he had the bow.
Oh, was he the first one in?
He was the first one in.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
after doing Aga.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And Nobly is a bit artificially behind Obscure Lifeform here because Nobly has already done Aga 1 as well. OLF will still need to do that after the GT climb.
All right, Obscure going to be the first one into GT.
We're playing the game.
We can. We don't have a bot.
Oh, we don't have a bot. Yeah. Hey, so quick. There are 26 spots in the basement of the GT where the GT Big Key can be. 26.
22.
22. It's been a long time. There are 22 spots in the basement of GT where the GT Big Key can be. Put a number in chat, and you could win some imaginary internet points, the most important things in the world. Tracy.
They're not even imaginary because we don't. they're not imaginary.
Tracy, what number are you picking?
I always go with 5. So we'll
I'm a 9 man.
Silver arrows for number 1.
Very nice.
And no choice but to mirror out because no small key. Small key on the torch.
That's number 3.
So logically boots locked.
Thank goodness.
Yeah. Thank goodness we just have the boots. Four is more money. 5 is more money. 6 is small key. 7 is arrows. You're not going to have to worry about arrows at this point, but it has the full 30. But with silvers, it just doesn't matter as much anymore.
Nope.
It's bombs.
Come on, number 9. Boomerang strats, yes. Oh no.
That's not quite how it works. There we go.
Nobly having a little trouble there in the pokey room with the switch and the anti-fairies.
That's a terrible room when it goes wrong. Anyway,
Yeah,
9
sure.
was nothing. I think it was a small key.
Rip.
Yeah. See if random room has our big key. It'll be 10, 11, 12, and 13. And it's 11.
Number 11 there for the big key.
And immediately mirroring out because there's really nothing else that he needs at this point.
GG's
has silvers.
Yeah.
They don't know I mean, we know that they won't find the gold sword, but they don't know that and they don't really care because they've got tempered.
No. GG's to Beach Apple to 2005. You win the GT guessing game. Good job. You did it, and that's important.
You get bragging rights. And of course, Nobly going to have to do this without a lamp. Actually, for Nobly, it's really nice that they found the silver arrows, because having to get the torch glitch with fire rod under pressure is annoying.
Yes, definitely.
And now I just won't have to worry about it, because torch glitch with silvers, I don't think it's worth it. It's not worth going out of your way to get. If you happen to get it with the fire rod, great. But not a fan of spamming the lamp to get your torch glitch with silver arrows.
No. You want to have the arrows out first anyway. To get a hit in before the torch is gonna. You need to light the torch anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
OLF with a very nice gauntlet.
Yep. All in all, this is ending up pretty close. I mean, we've got our runners either in Turtle Rock or GT at this point. Well, Tato about to go into Turtle Rock.
And again, just like OLF vis-a-vis Nobly, Tato was a little artificially behind Magno, having already done AGA 1.
Yep. Yeah, Obscure without the half magic using lamp strats. I kind of like the lamp strats there. Save your magic for the fire rod here.
Yep.
And no surprise, Obscure not checking anything up top.
Yep. Nothing they could need that would help. Obscure with no bottles. Worth noting.
Yeah, that's unusual.
Especially considering Nobly has all 4 of them.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I'm going to shout this out on Tato's side. A little sad that he just kind of walked through that room, choosing to skip that cape. If you're going to skip the cape there, you could actually do a key dash in that room. It's really satisfying. You only get to do it in co-op.
Man.
You only get to do it in co-op and spoiler log is the only time you ever get to do it, because normally, in solo, you're always checking that chest. There's never a situation where you get to skip it.
Oh, man.
Yeah. It is, for those of you that haven't played yet, make sure you go and do that if you can. It is the most satisfying key dash in the game.
OLF had a 3 and then a 0 here in this AGA 2 fight. Down goes AGA 2 for OLF, though.
Finishes it off. Yeah, of course, there is a little bit of Shady Force gain points. So there is a little RNG involved, but most of the RNGs do actually work out. Every once in a while, it'll get you.
Question, did Nobly skip silvers? Yes, but he's getting them right now.
Oh, they're right here.
Decided to beeline it to the key first instead.
Yeah, I think that the chain chomps have something like 12 different RNGs or something silly like that, and they're really good NMG runners and know all of them and know how to deal with all of them. And I think that's super impressive.
Yeah, impressive. One word for it. Another is crazy. NMG takes way too much work to be good at for me. I think. Like I've done it a little bit to get better at rando, but man, that's a lot of work.
Yeah, but Obscure going through Aga Tower because this is all dungeons and we have to do this. The nice thing about doing Aga Tower last is you get the nice... I mean, he doesn't need it right now, but sometimes you end up... If you end up low health, low magic, whatever, finishing this last, you get a nice free refill. Because for whatever reason, Aga 2 is the only boss where you don't get a refill.
I guess the refills come from the pendants and crystals.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, something like that. Although, you know, you get it for Aga 1. You're not getting a pendant or a crystal there. Of course, that's assuming you have a moon pearl. You're not one of those crazy people playing this game for the first time that skipped the moon pearl over in Hera.
But
all right, Tato finishing up Trinax. Magno going the wrong direction for the big key. Probably did. I'm guessing did some Dark Magician strats there. Alright, and Tato about to be our last person into GT. I assume he'll pick up the silvers. I assume Magno also picked up the silvers. Yeah, in fact he did. Yeah, he's going straight for those silver arrows.
seems like a bit of a mean Aga 1 this time.
Yeah, we
Plenty
weren't
of blue
counting
balls.
blue ball. Yeah, we weren't counting blue balls on the other two runners that have already done it. It sure seemed like a lot of them.
Here we go. OLF dropping in for a date with the big pig. Tracy, did you know that nutritionists recommend that half of our daily grains come from whole grain products?
I know now.
Thanks, Ganon.
Here we go, Magno finding the big key.
Solid 1-1 there from Obscure.
Unfortunately, not managing to get Ganon in a good spot for a double or a triple, but he's going to finish it off here. And there it is.
Get your GGs in chat for OLF, our first runner to finish. OLF finishing with an official racetime.gg time of 1 hour, 28 minutes, and 38 seconds.
And Nobly going to drop into his Ganon fight.
Nobly does not get the 1-1, but great spot for it.
Gonna use some lag stress with that cane. Might have been better off just picking up the cape. If you're gonna
Right.
use it there. In the end, he does get the torch glitch, which he doesn't even need. Much easier to get, though, when you don't need it than when you do.
Absolutely. And GG's once again for in the chat for Nobly and for the Noble Foxes, who are going to take game 1 against the TanwirFarid Allstars from Germany here. Nobly finishing with an official race.gg time of 1 hour, 30 minutes, 28 seconds. GG's to Nobly and the Noble Foxes.
Yeah, that'll give him 3 points to start out the season. Very early, so Tato and Magno and the All-Stars will have plenty of time to get their points and get their record up. In fact, they'll even get one more chance this week against the Noble Foxes. I don't know if that's scheduled yet. Unfortunately, it looks like the All-Stars are going to go ahead and forfeit rather than finish this up. But hopefully we can get everybody. It looks like we're going to get everybody in for interviews.
And we are joined by Obscure and Nobly, our winners today in the booth. GG, folks.
GG's.
GG.
Yeah, so pretty close race. The big turning point being that you all went to Catfish a lot earlier and avoided a pod double dip that Tato and Magno did not avoid.
Yeah. Go on.
We had a clusterous start, but it turned out okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, I was saying to them in the chat, I was like, before the seed was rolled, I just kind of went over to Catfish and was like, hey, my fellow fish. It's like, can you just hold on to this bow? And just give it to us, but don't give it to the other guys.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I mean, they got there
strats.
eventually, but I don't know if it was quite a last location, but it was definitely getting there.
Yeah, I mean, what were we left with? We didn't do Skullwoods early, so Obscure kept pointing out, we need to go ice, we need to go ice, we need to go ice. And I was like, okay, go Ice Palace after Dark Death Mountain. I can go and check front of Skullwoods while...
I mean, ice was good too, you know.
Yeah.
I got your mirror.
Yeah. I was like, every time I go Ice Palace without Red Cane, I just lose my seeds. Every time I do Ice Palace without the Red Cane, it never feels great doing Ice Palace nowadays.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, now let's think about this first. I don't think you had a choice here, because Mire was in Ice Palace to get your flute in Swamp, to get your cane over in Mire, so there was no icebreaker happening today.
Yeah, there was no possibilities. So basically I was like, okay, I can go do Ice Palace now, but then I was like, but you have Dark Death Mountain first, so let me do other things. So I was like, you know what, I can check out the front of Skullwoods and just go Catfish and into Pod. And then when I entered Pod, he was like, oh, I found Mirror. I was like, okay, I'm go moding Pod because it's quicker for you to come here if there's a big key early and search it with the mirror.
Yeah, we noticed that a lot, Nobly, that you would go do a dungeon first and go mode it and leave Obscure to clean it up. Is that a strategy you guys generally do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We do a bit of a leapfrog strategy.
It seemed to work out today. We also have Tato and Magno joining us. GG's, guys. Understandably, you didn't quite want to finish this one out, but it was pretty close. I was just telling the other guys this the big difference just being that you all end up double dipping pod.
Yep.
They had the bow before they went in there, so that I think accounts for most of the time difference.
Yeah, GG's. I think that too. I mean, I went through the Dark Aga play pretty early, so I said like, Magno, you could clear up all the west side of the Dark World, and I'm going the east side, and it was like, I'm going right into pod right now. I got one bottle left, so why not? It's nice to go there. Or the Fireward, and we technically played like, let's find the bow before the lamp, etc., before the mountain. So the bow must be somewhere, and maybe we find that. Oh, the Ice Palace might be in logic with the Fireward, so not 100% sure with the mirror. But so we followed that whole chain, and yeah, we hold Magno back before going into Palace of Darkness.
Yeah, I mean, things are looking pretty good for you guys when you went in there and got both fire sources in pod, which is, pretty weird. But yeah, unfortunately, they managed to get that bow before going in there. And it was nice dark Aga too. Not often that you see that.
Yeah, we ran in practice like, yeah, there's no real reason for going Dark Aga 1. But in this case, it was like, yeah, it's the mid seed. We could split up, and one's going like Catfish Port, and the other one's going the southward. But in this seed, it was like, yeah, why waste the time all on the north, where Magno already dipped in Skullwards? So try to combine those two things. But yeah, not Catfish in the first place, so of course there's an item.
Yeah, Catfish strikes again.
That's random. That's okay.
I mean, we had a bit of a cluster because Obscure started at the wrong place. So
Oh,
yeah, he was like
Go on.
panicking. He was like, "Oh, I started as Sanctuary." I was like, "Yeah, but just pick up the heart container and we'll just hold hands during the seed. Then it's fine. We'll have a walk together, okay?"
If you hadn't said that, we never would have known because Nobly, we didn't have your stream up for the first couple minutes. We just had a black screen for whatever reason. There was something wrong on the back end, and so never would have known that.
yeah,
Oh.
that's pretty funny.
Oh, damn it, Nobly.
Yeah, so basically I killed the green guard and I was like, "Oh, there's a bomb. Yeah, just kill the green guards." And he was like, of course my 50-50 luck is just awful." And he didn't
Yep.
get the bomb.
Oh no.
Yeah, so he had to kill a couple of extra and stuff.
Yeah. Nobly, I have one question for you. You got the ice rod out of Mire Cave, or out of my Mire shed, and then I was really surprised that you left and went up and kind of cleaned up the mountain checks first before just diving into Mire. When, at least from our perspective, Mire was like by far the most likely place for the cane to be at that point. Can you talk us through that?
Yeah, basically Obscure was finishing up Skullwoods. We had the K45 and Bombo's tablet left. So after Ice Road, I went in, found 2 items in Desert, found my Checkerboard Cave and Agina's Cave.
Yeah.
And at that point, I was like, okay, you're almost at those checks. I'll just fly to the mountain and do Harrow Basement while you clean up those 2. If it's not in Harrow Basement, we know it's in Mire, because that was the last location.
Okay.
So it was basically because I had done 1 extra dungeon at that time, but it ended up being me behind because I went away.
I don't think you all ever checked Spiral Cave.
I did. It was.
Oh, you guys did. Yeah.
Oh,
No. Yeah. The All-Stars checked Spiral Cave. I don't think Noble Fox has ever
Nope.
checked it.
Did we do a Hitsuyan and skip Spiral?
You sure did. You sure did.
I'm pretty certain you did.
Should have been a bow, I guess.
Put the bow on Catfish. Funny seed.
Wait, what?
It
Did
was
you not
the fourth sword was in
Yeah.
there, by the way.
Yeah, I
for the
mean, you weren't missing
Oh.
anything, but
Did you not do Spiral Cave, Obscure?
No, I thought you done it.
Nice.
live
Okay.
television, everybody.
Okay, so that's another mistake we did then. I missed it.
oh
Yeah,
boy.
gotta go fast, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's a Hitsuyan approved. Skip Spiral Cave and win games.
So, do you all have game 2 scheduled yet for later in the week?
We're gonna play on Sunday at 6 p.m. It's not scheduled yet, but we are gonna play on Sunday.
And is that the same 4 of you, or are we tagging in any of your teammates?
I'm gonna be exchanged with Brogo, and well, he's on vacation right now, and if he can't make it, I will replace him. But it's scheduled for Teto and Brogo.
Yeah, and it's Hayfield tagging in instead of Obscure.
All right. Well, we'll look for that later in the week, and we have more league action coming up here on Speed Gaming a little bit later today at 6:10 p.m. Eastern Time over on Speed Gaming Prime. We got Error 216 versus Don't Forget to Track Us, and right here on this channel, Speed Gaming 2 at 10:10 Eastern Time, we have Mugliacci versus Boomer Friendly. So more rando for all of us today.
Yeah, thanks you two for commentating and tracking, the other two guys. We are going over for the German restream for a little interview, so thanks
Alrighty.
once again.
Yeah,
Yes.
GG again,
Yeah,
guys.
Thanks, everyone. GG's.
You invited too, of course, Nobly and Obscure, so if you feel free to join us.
Yeah, we
there.
can join over.
I'm sure
Right.
someone can translate.
Yeah, we can.
GG's to all of our runners.
GGs.
Thanks for a great race, everybody.
Thanks for the
Yeah.
restream.
Thanks for the
Thanks.
restream and the commentators.
My pleasure.
trackers.
And yes, and our trackers, of course, 2C Plus and Felicity did a great job here. I used to call them the unsung heroes of any broadcast, but
Yeah,
we
I-
sting them every time. So
No,
they're the sung
the
heroes.
MVPs. They're
Yeah.
the MVPs.
And,
we need those trackers.
We need them. And Tracy, a delight. I think this might have been our first time together.
I feel like we may have done this
Maybe.
before, but it's
It's
hard to
possible.
keep track.
And anyway, a pleasure as always.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, go ahead and I'll let you close this out.
Yeah. Go ahead and give our runners a follow. You can give the production team a follow if you too like. Thanks everybody for coming out here today. Hope to see you in chat for more league action coming up later today and for the next 2 months. It's fantastic. Lots of rando here on the Speed Gaming family of networks and the open league action as well. And you can check out everything on the league website and on speedgaming.com. But on behalf of Tracy M, our trackers 2C Plus and Phil C, and everybody here at Speed Gaming, my name is Tyler Salt. Thanks you for joining us today, and have a fantastic rest of your Monday.